North Carolina Congressman Madison Cawthorn wants to be reelected.
I'm Madison Cawthorn, and I approve this message.
The 26-year-old Republican is one of the youngest ever elected to serve in the House. But over his first term, he quickly found himself mired in controversy. An ardent Trump supporter, Cawthorn rallied people ahead of the January 6th Capitol riot and helped push conspiracy theories about election fraud.
Oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like,
in March, he claimed lawmakers were doing drugs and hosting sex parties, a move that stunned even his Republican colleagues. He's made headlines for being charged a second time for driving with a revoked license, caught trying to bring a gun on a plane, and has been accused by several women of sexual harassment, claims he has denied. There have been sexually charged images of Cawthorn leaked, including pics of Cawthorn wearing lingerie and one video showing him naked in a bed, thrusting against another man's head, a video Cawthorn calls foolish. On the ground in his home state, Cawthorn has been accused by voters NBC News spoke with of neglecting his responsibilities to the community he serves and insulting others in his own party, something he's using to further his own campaign. One recent Republican poll shows Cawthorn's unfavorable rating amongst GOP primary voters in North Carolina jumped from 29% in March to 44% in April.
I have never folded in Washington.
The bad blood has the state's top Republicans, including Senator Thom Tillis, backing one of Cawthorn's 7 challengers, State Senator Chuck Edwards. Others vying for the 11th district seat include a state hotel owner and a retired Army colonel. Cawthorn has the support of former President Trump, whose endorsements have proven key in 39 out of 40 Republican primaries so far this year. But it's voters who will get the final say.
Antonia Hylton is joining me now live from North Carolina. So, Antonia, right at the end there, you mentioned former President Trump backing Congressman Cawthorn. He's reiterating that support today, saying, sure, basically he's made some mistakes, but voters should give him a second chance. You talked about the former president's track record here. Why is this, in the eyes of some experts, Cawthorn's race to lose? Explain the dynamics at play.
Well, initially, this really was his race to lose, right, Hallie, because he emerged very quickly as this star, got great name recognition early out the gate. He's been firmly in Trump's camp and has Trump's endorsement. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, I was here in North Carolina at a Trump rally where Madison Cawthorn received one of the loudest cheers and supports from the audience there of the entire night, more than Ted Budd did in the Senate race. And so, in addition to that, he's now looking at these 7 challengers. State Senator Chuck Edwards has emerged as his most fearsome opponent. But with those 7 challengers in place, it's going to be hard for them to potentially knock him out tomorrow on Tuesday because it's such a crowded field. So in many ways, this really is his race to lose. But right now, people are circling the wagons on him here in the state, North Carolina, but also in Washington, D.C., Hallie.
What is the congressman's campaign saying ahead of the primary tomorrow?
Well, they are trying to project strength. They've brushed off scandal after scandal. They told NBC News that they see their argument still winning in Western North Carolina and that he has really built a good relationship with his constituents, that he takes his constituent feedback into account and into the way that he operates in Washington. And that's been one of the major pieces that his opponents have hit him on, saying that he really hasn't fulfilled his promises to constituents. But he's remaining confident, and really it's going to end up coming down to the voters, as I said in that piece. And if it's not him, it looks like it'll be Chuck Edwards potentially. But again, this is really his to lose because all the wind was initially at his back.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.